My names are General Wilson Mbadi. I am the Chief of Defense Forces of the Uganda People's Defense Forces. Therefore, on behalf of the Uganda People's Defense Forces and on my own behalf, I warmly welcome you, all the participants and the delegates of the African Conference of Commandants to the capital city of Uganda, Kampala. I am aware that you are the commandants of our staff colleges on the African continent. I therefore want to congratulate you for being 17 years old. If I can count in terms of the conferences so far held, with the current one being the 17th, and which you themed aligning peace support operations training in Africa to contemporary security scenarios. I applaud this theme as well thought out one and most befitting in the circumstances, since according to the World Economic Forum, new wars, violent conflicts and civil unrest seem to be flaring up every week. I am told that currently only 11 countries in the world are actually free from conflict. More than 100 million people today are on the run from conflict or disaster. In Uganda here, we have over 1.5 million refugees as a result of conflicts. And most of these conflicts, unfortunately, are on our continent. You know where: Niger, Mali, DRC, South Sudan, Sudan, here. With the foregoing, therefore, peace support operations, which are supposed to be conducted impartially in support of a mandate involving military forces and diplomatic and humanitarian agencies designed to achieve a long-term political settlement or other conditions specified in the mandate, and unfortunately tend to be military heavy or reliant. This is because, as per our experience in Libya, in Somalia, and elsewhere, there is always the usual primary need of creating peace first in the most conflict situations. In most conflict situations, there is no peace to keep, there is no peace to support. You have to create it first. Like we went in Somalia, we have to fight first to create that peace you're trying to keep or to support. Therefore, the readiness of our forces through training for all forms of peace support operation is vital if we are to confidently boast of being in charge of our African security architecture. With this conference theme, I have all reason to feel proud of our African security architecture being informed by our education needs and fulfillments. Let me therefore thank the current chair for hosting this event successfully. Uganda first hosted this event in November 2010, making this the second time, and having taken over from Angola in November 2022, this togetherness is the way forward. I greatly thank the Troika, which is the governing body of the organization, in the current cycle, Angola Staff College for setting the pace as the predecessor chair, Uganda Staff College for maintaining the tempo as the current chair, and now Libya Staff College for being ready to carry on the mantle of the Troika cycle as the incoming sitting chair. And he has already invited you. Please attend as you have attended this one. I remember the birth of this great structure, ACOC, in November 2007 in the Republic of South Africa, which fortunately is represented here. By this, the old wisdom of our forefathers was attested to, that united we can stand. The ACOC stipulated objectives, as known to all of you, that brought us together and are still relevant, span from enhancing harmonization, interoperability, commonality, standardization, cooperation between African staff colleges, to transition of lessons learned into continental standards for military officers training. The chair, who is also the commandant of our staff college, Chimaka, has elaborated a number of activities and meetings as having happened in the course of this 1-year tenure as part of the pursuit for our ACOC set objectives. We salute the achievements of the year and the previous ones on which the current ones are built and on which the future ones will be based. Still encourage each one to still strive and exhort each other that we should be running where others are walking, such that we attain all the aspirations set out to be achieved. My key message today is that ensure the strategic outputs of this ACOC arrangement keep tailored to our experiences, such that the arrangement becomes a formidable tool or dividend to the African continent, given our current complex and ambiguous security environment. No wonder your theme this year, I deem foresighted, speaks of aligning peace support operation training in Africa to the contemporary security scenarios. Such foresight in the continental preparedness should be able to mitigate contemporary security challenges and foster peace, or to help foster peace and security for eventual socio-economic transformation of our continent. This is because our own energy is essential in the equation of uplifting ourselves. That your deliberations should be able to feed into policy levels of our respective countries to cause positive improvements and change, not only in your colleges, but also in the respective forces of the continent to help deliver on our constitutional mandates. Also, that through ACOC, we lay emphasis on ensuring that you lead the harmonization of the curriculum of our respective colleges, which will result into synchronized operational planning, which will in turn help the interoperability of forces, especially during joint and peacekeeping operations and other deserving emergencies. Another important aspect is that the ACOC should also continue to strive to bring out the role of the chiefs of defense forces in this arrangement, since these colleges belong to the CDFs in this arrangement, such that an arrangement is for the common good of all African nations, as this would add on leveraging the impetus of the colleges as think tanks. Strategic assessment of the environment should be the daily menu of our colleges. For example, teasing ourselves out that we need to critically study our friends and partners as deeply as they do, or even more deeply. When you see the global environment, what is ACOC opting Africa should be doing at the moment? Let your curriculum therefore emphasize nobilities like the making of strong alliances based on mutual trust, respect, and reciprocity, integration and the pooling of resources, both human and non-human, research and innovation, because as you know, science rules, but military science conquers. Even political federation of regional blocs for strategic security and defense, because you know, and then investment in education, health, and agriculture, because these ones will keep our boys busy, they create employment, and so youthful, energetic human beings kept busy won't have time to be manipulated into conflicts as we see these days. I am happy that the action points from the 16th ACOC were reviewed as mentioned by the outgoing chair, key among them being the evaluation of how far colleges had gone in including contemporary security challenges in their curricula, and your encouragement of colleges to act as think tanks to analytically identify academic and practical solutions to emerging threats and other national security and nation-building challenges. I thank all those who have put in all the energy needed to support this conference, and notable among them, first of all, the outgoing chair, the participants, and my counterpart who was here, the Chief of Defense Staff of Ghana, who was among the keynote persons that addressed you, our partners from the UK, and observers from the African Center for Strategic Studies. Please keep all channels of communication open within yourselves. We pledge as your military leaders to continue supporting the positive steps you will be taking. Let us also keep the energy and unity going. The Africans knew this long time ago and proverbially stated that on unity, this one is from the DRC, who unfortunately are not here, a single bracelet does not jingle. Moja hii, you can't hear it, but when you have many of them around either the leg or the arm or the neck, they jingle. So your presence here is a combination of those very many bracelets, and we expect that this unity will enhance the harmonization, the interoperability that we require for our forces to achieve strategic defense and security for our country, which is very, very important for socio-economic transformation that we so desire for our communities and our continent.